to Sir Prentice.
Remember, start drinking your potions right before it starts.
Once I can, says Prentice in his bindings.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, they're each getting a resist energy, a shield, bark skin, expeditious retreat, and long arm. It's 5 potions.
Okay.
Yeah.
You notice that there are a lot of guards in the veins, and there's not a lot of riffraff or gladiators in the veins.
Ashoka really wants to figure out what happened. This might he might not be able to do it now, but like his next action is like what happened, like what exactly happened is his next sort of like proper thing.
Yep, there are other fights that go on. Like on there were weeks that went by when you weren't fighting and you just weren't in.
Right, exactly. Something there was an event. Security, like the shoe bomber showed up and tried to blow up something with his shoe, and now we've got the extra security. Beep beep. And
yeah. Like what the hell?
Okay. You enter the small shrine. These doors are closed. The guards basically take a step outside. Some gladiators want privacy when they pray to their heathen gods.
Does this
God,
feel
you know what's
different
happening?
than it did last time?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh. Does this room feel any different than it did last time?
No, you're not a divine caster, so it doesn't really. There are a bunch of different, idols that probably shouldn't be all on the same. Pre-Empire would definitely not be all on the same altar with each other.
Yeah.
A bunch of like half-melted candles, wax everywhere, little offerings, little bowls of offerings, little tiny idols of deities.
Which one of Helgar or Ulrich has Prentice's sword?
The top guy, Ulrich, has got both swords.
Oh yeah,
Ulrich,
tools.
May I have a word with you?
All right. He steps forward.
I will sort of get a little bit of distance between us and assuming that's all right.
Okay. He glances at the altar and like his face subtly glowers at it. Like he slows down, like he's not approaching the heathen altar any closer. Like he's like, this is far enough.
Prentice's swords shall be placed on his belt for the next match.
He's dangerous.
He is.
You've seen him fight.
I have.
What sort of assurances will we have? You shouldn't be armed like that.
If he moves against anyone, he will suffer a fate worse than death.
We'll have to invest in a man-catcher.
Yes. I was actually thinking about a locked magical scabbard of some variety that can be remotely unleashed.
He raises an eyebrow, like, that's a thing.
Super magnet. Oh, come on.
I will leave you to your wizarding ways. He doesn't know you're a sword. He knows you do magic. He just doesn't know.
Well, yeah, it's the...
But if such things can be found, there are simpler things. Dog handlers have a long pole attached to a collar.
Yes.
We'll have to get to that if he is to walk around with his swords. Even if he frees his swords, we want to be at a greater than arm's length away from him.
Correct. But it is untoward to have him stooping in the sands. At least for now.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check. You can add 4. It's a reasonable request.
Yep. And if chat remembered, I know chat was remembering, this was a planned conversation since before Magnus decided to try to, do deals with Prentice on his own. 34.
Yep. He feels like he's being supported in his job now that you're offering to use magic. He seems in good. He seems good with this.
Find me a dungeon and I'll power level and dominate the tits off of him. Then I can do whatever you want.
Yep. Alric returns back. He mentions something to Helgar, and he's now stuffing the blades onto the belt and like doing the buckles up and everything. So his two swords, he gives both a tug. Well, thank you, Alric, or should I say Ashoka? He does this little curtsy bow in his chains.
Ashoka will give a slow nod.
Okay. Sonah actually approaches the altar and has just got his head bowed before it.
Ashoka does a hand electric to the
Popping up behind. With his forked tongue. I was curious who. Oladamara, the laughing rogue, is Sonah's god.
Magnus when he's praying, he's like, "Oh, he'll call and fuck the five-faced god." That's part of his prayer.
Sonah hears you. Yeah, fuck him right in the ass is what Sonah says.
Oh, his five's mouth, yeah. Maybe. I mean, I got carried away. I'm sorry.
Sonah titters at that a little bit. That's blasphemy, you know. This is Prentice.
Finger goes
yes,
up.
yes, it is.
All right.
What are they going to do? Put him in a pit to fight to the death?
Okay. You come out of this place and you notice that Victory in the Veins looks like it's closed. There are currently people loading up barrels that they've put big white X's on and paint into carts, and it looks like they're taking the wine out.
Detect poison.
Okay. Let's see. One creature, one object, or a 5-foot cube. All right, give me a... one of the barrels is registering as poisonous. The other barrels are not, but...
That might... Ashoka points. That one is the poisoned one.
We're gonna dump it all, says one guard. You can see this guy who you think that owns or runs the Victory in Veins. He's looking really defeated. He was going to like try to plead his case again,
Yep.
but he's got a bit of a welt over his eye, and some of his workers are like heads down, and they're just putting wine on the carts.
Would it be possible? Phineas is a rather skilled alchemist of the Empire. A sample would go a long way to help determining who potentially could have done this atrocity.
Yes, I can figure it out
Quiet.
too. Shh, quiet, Cid.
Okay, Cid, can you aid Ashoka in his diplomacy check?
Yeah, Cid is gonna talk alchemy. Cid's gonna say, okay. You see, because the alcohol came from up, and he's gonna say like detailed things that make someone who doesn't know what they're talking about sounds like, oh, that guy sounds smart.
Yep.
Cid is actually quite smart.
All right. So your diplomacy.
Hold on, Cid has a diplomacy.
It's not trade skill. Everybody has one.
20.
Nice. 31.
You want some of the spoiled wine?
Well, I would like to...
Sid's like, yeah.
It is very difficult to manage a ludus if an establishment such as the Veins has been compromised. It's in everyone's best interest for this not to happen again, and any clues towards who might have done such an offense would be invaluable.
Okay, this guard shrugs. They end up pouring you a glass of wine from that one barrel.
Cid takes a sample.
They they leave the glass of wine just sort of like on like a box or like on top of one of the barrels that they haven't moved yet, and then they just they move the rest of it out.
Sid will collect
Time
samples.
to practice suggestion on people.
Sid's
Don't
gonna
worry,
take
we'll
samples from
we'll get new wine. Says one of the proprietors of the Victory in the Veins. Don't worry, the Victory of the Veins will still be in operation. Just a temporary setback. Temporary setback.
And who got sick?
Some of the gladiators 2 days ago got sick.
You don't serve to anyone before they go out, do you?
Some gladiators like to go into the arena with courage in their belly. He looks really worried.
Who got sick?
Several. We realized it was the wine when it happened twice.
Was the barrel that was poison? Was it like it was all effectively the same kind of stuff, or was there a different?
Yeah, there's different marks on some of the barrels, but they all kind of look similar.
Actually, Sid can tell what kind of poison it is.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the whole. That is why we got you.
Sid, like literally right now, he'd be like, "Oh, this is whatever poison."
That's why we did this.
I thought we were gonna do it later, but yeah, craft alchemy. I just know, don't I? I believe I just know.
I think you have to roll a craft alchemy. You have to look at it for a few seconds, and then you go, This
36.
Okay, it is called, it is a fortified version of rainbow jellyfish toxin.
Dex.
Initial is staggered for a short period. Secondary is paralyzed for 1d6 minutes.
That's awesome, as well as awful and awesome. Oh God!
He says there was a mercenary that drank some of it, and then there was some of the ladies' men.
Did any of them happen to fight the water lovers? What are they called? They love water. No, the weird ones.
Oh, and one of the knights of Vanderpool drank it while in the tavern and fell over.
Interesting. This mercenary, who was he fighting for?
Himself. I don't know who he was sponsored
Who's he
by.
fighting against?
Do the members of the Sea God's Fury typically get their courage on before they go out?
Oh, sorry.
What was that they said?
The members of the Sea God's Fury, do they get their courage on before going out typically?
Many gladiators do. It is not a thing that is of the ludi, but of individuals, he says.
Did any of your regulars choose not to imbibe during this period?
I'm not sure. He's looking like really embarrassed and not wanting to say too much in front of the guards. I need a name for this barkeep.
We will call him the clam that must be split upon the rocks to get the ooey gooey knowledge from within. We might want to shorten that name a little bit, though.
Brain cheese.
Clam. Oysterson.
George?
Jorge. I love the name Jorge. George.
George of the veins, strong as he can be.
Well, he's
Drinks in your pee.
All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep a G name. We'll go Gregory.
Gregory.
Gregor. There we go. Gregor. I like that one. Now I just made his token. Where the fuck did it save?
Get in here.
There's Gregor. Boop. Big bearded bald pate. Gregor of the Veins.
Nice.
Maybe you'll remember something.
All right, he goes around cleaning out, like an opportunity to clean where all the barrels were. The guards are watching him with suspicion. One of the guards stupidly just gives you some advice that's obvious. Don't drink that.
Thank you.
Prentice is brought into his usual waiting spot, but this time they start unchaining him.
Yeah, Magnus is right beside him.
Ashoka's gonna.
Magnus got his hand on his sword. It's like...
Okay, you guys can see outside through the portcullis. There is some sort of platform that is built.
Okay.
And it looks like it's surrounded by a pit.
Okay.
Oh, are they making it so we don't have maneuverability? They're removing our maneuverability when we're getting ganged up on? Oh!
There's a wooden platform that is surrounded by a pit. It's kind of like coming out of the pit. It's like maybe about a foot taller than the edge of the pit. From your vantage point, you can't tell how deep the pit is.
Oh.
But you can hear the crowd going nuts outside. And you can hear the Lady Savette Havel giving everyone their daily dose of browbeating on how they are poor citizens and how they need to tithe more to the five-faced god, and how all of them are going to hell if they don't rectify their evil ways. Eventually, the megaphone-like device is pulled away from her from Dimitri Vaska. And that's what you get! Boo! People are booing her like they do it all the time. What's that?
How tall is that wooden platform in the middle? Is it like ground level, or is it?
It is higher? It is 1 foot higher than ground level, and you can see that it's got some thick wooden planks, and then like the scaffolding the pillars and scaffolding that it's on go down into the pit, like they dug a pit and then built up a platform. Boo! Boo! Now we've finished the matinee. And for your viewing pleasure, we have here a platform and pit match.
PNP.
This platform and pit match is brought to you by the following sponsors: the Imperial Guild of Bakers, Imperial Wheat, Imperial Strong. Also brought to you by Pandover Soap. Soap so good, soap so green, soap so strong you could wash a half-breed clean.
Racist.
Welcome, Imperium.
And also a word from your Duke. The ducal office of recruitment is open. Serve your Duke. Serve your city. Save the Empire. And in today's match, we have the defending champion of the Grim Gobleen and his goblin and ogre cronies, as well as the dwarf reborn.
Marty,
Shitbeard.
this is like a minute before we start fighting, kind of, when we start introducing people.
Maybe the timing is never accurate.
Okay, we start drinking. Barksky, can we drink now?
No one's stopping you from drinking your potions in the wings.
Barkskin lasts for 10 minutes per level, so barkskin it up.
Alright.
Okay, mark barkskin on your tokens. You notice that the champions are taking to the field.
Yep, start drinking potions. Before...
Okay,
That there are some like runners, not quite guards, but just people that run around the arena and like pick up things.
Yeah, there's like a time, like Magnus has done this enough, seen enough, I guess, to know like, okay, it's getting close to game time. Like, take 30 seconds to quaff potions. Basically, that's what Magnus is.
Shitbeard, the dwarf, this really, really gross-looking dwarf, runs out onto the field. It looks like that part of his face is like chewed up by acid or something.
These guys are fucking ugly.
Should be the
don't
dwarf.
know.
He's
How
waving
did-
around his horse chopper. His horse chopper is just a medium-sized horse chopper.
But he's been reincarnated as a dwarf. Is what I've got. That means that just because we killed them, they might be brought back. Okay, so
Out walking is this 7'6" guy in full plate. He has an oversized heavy flail and a buckler. People are chanting Cain, 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 Cain. 2 ogres come out. These ogres are wielding just massive great clubs. It doesn't look like they very much money was spent on their equipment, but they are wearing studded leather armor.
okay. Marty,
Yes.
they need a bigger platform. This thing is too small. This is such a stand there and brawl sort of platform. Look how tiny it is. Look how big the buckets are.
Yep.
It's like an elevator fight.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And then a small horde of goblins starts swarming the field. These goblins are putting down a plank, that would allow them to walk over. Let's put goblin
Do
gladiator.
we have a plank?
There seems to be one plank. Well, the goblins put down the plank, and you notice that the gladiators are striding out onto the.
Okay, our guys might want to start getting out there. Or our door's still closed.
Your door's still closed.
Yep.
One ogre goes across, the other ogre goes across.
Well, we just need to hope that our bribing of the guy who sets up the games is at least on par with their bribing of the guy who sets up the games.
I think one ogre is going to stay back.
I'm drinking my mutagen.
Kane just points back, and 2 goblins come across the plank. The other 4 goblins are dumping their plank into the pit.
Ashoka's thinking to himself, was there some sort of letter or thing that we were supposed to find to figure out that it was on a tiny little space?
No, there may have been some shenaniganry that was done behind the scenes afterwards.
Well, we're gonna have to let our position be understood to the people who set these up. That basically we're gonna have to Cid. We're gonna need to fuck with some of the people that actually set up the games. They're afraid of us.
Don't worry, I'm already planning.
Yeah,
it.
you guys haven't done. They don't. Yeah. Anyways,
Magnus looks at this. He looks at both of the guys.
It was
None
paid
of
for
them
by
survive.
sponsors.
Kill all of them.
The Imperial Guild of Bakers and Pandover Soap paid for the the platform and the pit digging. People are you can hear people blowing horns and cheering and laughing. And the challengers are from the House of the Crimson Scale. We have 3 brave souls who will stand against the champion of the House of the Grim Gobleen, civilized or no. They are Sonah the Whipmaster, Magnus, hero of the... What was it? The Battle of... The Battle of Seguine Tears, and your new favorite, Sir Prentice the Paddy Patcher.
Yeah, Magnus is drinking. Magnus is shield, whatever. Magnus.
All right, so there's a round where your portcullis goes up. Like, he started announcing you guys.
Yeah,
You
I'm
could
drinking.
drink
Magnus
one
has
potion.
started. Yeah.
The
So
portcullis going up is another round. You could drink another potion.
Shield, it's long
You're
arms.
walking out.
So I'll be
Expeditious.
so it's shield and long arms an expeditious retreat is probably going to be needed to get over the friggin' thing.
Yep.
And also a resist energy. Magnus drank his mutagen outside.
Okay.
Okay. So
Just the growls from the angry-looking ogres. Shitbeard the dwarf grins at you as you can tell that there are spells gleaming around him. Kane of Groomsh is flexing a little bit, and you notice that he is casting a spell while on the platform as well.
Sonah asks Magnus if there are any rules to this, or why would we want to go to the platform?
We don't.
Okay.
We don't have to go to the platform.
All the
Okay.
goblins go scurrying underneath the ogre.
Survive and kill all of them. This
Okay.
is bullshit.
The goblins do have bows.
That's fine.
You each have 6 ammunition for the weapons that you brought in.
Yep.
What's fun is Sonah's long arm plus whip equals one of them is always vulnerable because there's too many people on the platform.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So, what's the plan, boys? What's the plan?
Plan is, and I have to go and start hitting them from here. Anybody comes around and smash. See how deep the pit is. Oh, wait a minute. This platform is wood and there's only 4 pegs?
Oh yeah, there's like cross beams and that sort of thing. It's not just like
Would
a table.
Scorching Ray set it on fire
Maybe.
from my sword?
Does a mist scorching ray set a barn on fire? Maybe, but does it set a tavern on fire? Probably not.
Magnus doesn't have any spellcraft. Hasn't used it very often. So
Sonah.
maybe.
Hey, Sonah.
Yeah. It looks like they're about to, expect us to start fighting. But what?
Will Scorching Ray set that thing on fire?
Just use your blade, Magnus.
Magnus. Yeah, Magnus raises his hand.
All right,
Sword in the air.
I'm adding things to the initiative sheet.
Fuckers.
Look at that. Magnus hasn't fought in a while.
Magnus has not fought in a while.
All right, we've got
Fucking
Sonah
shit.
on there. We have a bunch of others on there. All right, I
Okay.
need to add
Loading.
I need to add,
AC flat.
Kane,
Okay, so
Shitbeard,
3, 4.
Ogres,
10.
Alright, let's see. Sonah's got a +1, I believe, still.
10.
Yes.
It's 15. Weapon training.
do you drink the wine
16,
for good luck? Be
17.
right beforehand.
No, we're good.
We're good! So the jellyfish makes me think the pirates, just because it's jellyfish, but it might also just be, if you want process poison, there's not many non-friggin' water creatures that have that.
17. 17.
Because the process one is such a good one for this. It's better than -2 con. Oh, you shit yourself a little bit. But the paralysis in a pit fight is far more like.
It's kind of like you stumbling around. It's like, oh, I drink. Cheers, everyone, bro. Oh, yeah, that would be bad. You start off the fight.
Well, and it's one of those poisons
Staggered.
where I'm guessing that a race that's immune to paralysis is the one who just randomly poisoned the supply.
Okay. Oh, goblins. Goblin. Oh shit, their initiative is high.
Hey, Sonah, can you grease that? Can you grease that thing?
What thing?
The platform. Be funny, see that big fat bastard fall down.
Okay. Now that you wandered out there, the pit looks like it's about 20 feet deep and it's lined with spikes.
Well,
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
maybe we learned from the from Pissbeard.
Yeah.
Unfortunate choice of names where we had the Pissbeard and then the Shitbeard and then the.
People are cheering.
Okay.
Valkyries! Yells Kane as he's twirling around the massive metal head of his oversized
Who are they favored to?
flail.
Friendly to?
I think they currently like both sides, but I don't know.
Yeah, Shitbeard's got his horse hacker. He's waving it in the air.
All right.
The goblins all have like top hats on.
The top hat goblins are awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I like
Anybody's wondering
They're
how-
scurrying around underneath the ogre. The ogre's just stupidly looking at you and looking around and everything and waving their clubs. Initiative.
All right.
Magnus, Dienos. Okay. For Sonah.
15 and 18. So
Okay.
in the order of the Sonah and
9. So 9, 15, 18.
So
Prentice
Magnus got a
shows.
9.
Yep.
Prentice got
9.
Prentice got an 18. Sonah got 15.
Sonah. Where is
Where
it?
is Magnus? Right on here.
Don't worry. They will be at the top soon.
Oh, I need to edit. Crap. Continue.
Okay. It is Prentice, Kane, Ogres, Goblins, Sonah, Magnus, then Shitbeard.
Does Prentice have an ulterior motive at this point, or text me a thing if he's supposed to be doing a thing, or how do you want to run the thing?
No, he's going to let Magnus take the lead.
Okay, he will stand there and do a total defense with his little thing out to block any arrows that come
Yeah,
towards him.
he basically takes out his sword in full defense and has his sword out in front of him. And he waves his hand up at the crowd. You can see people pelting things down. A bunch of the rich people have umbrellas now. Yeah, you should have got in on that umbrella action.
The umbrella action.
The umbrella merchants are making a killing. Some of them have actually like set up almost like tent poles. Which kind of obstructs the view from people behind them, but the rich can do what they want in their
They
boxes.
don't care.
Yep. You can see some of the crowd are throwing things on purpose onto the tent poles with the canvas over top of them, trying to collapse them. It's just pandemonium in the stands. Prentice, full defense.
Mm-hmm.
Kane. Kane stows his oversized flail, slides a very large, mean-looking bow off of his shoulder, and is going to fire a shot at one of you. He is a bastard. Sonah looks the weakest. He's going to attack the blue guy.
Okay.
Where is he?
Little does he know, initiative means nothing to Sonah's AC.
That's a hit.
Okay. The bow.
No. 1 second.
Actually, wait. He's got a shield,
She's got
and
shield
good
and
armor.
mark skin, so don't. It's not automatic.
and he actually has.
So 15, 19, 21.
Don't double count his buckler and the shield potion.
Yeah, no. No, 21 is the. Did he just lose because of initiative? Yeah, he is AC 21.
Okay.
22.
A very, very strong arrow goes thunking into him for 11 damage.
Oh God.
Okay.
I feel faint.
The ogres. This one's moving around the pit a little bit.
Do you want me to start ticking like ranged weapon counts on tokens?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So
This ogre has moved to here. He's got a ready to action. The other ogre's got a ready to action as well. The goblins. These ones are just moving with that ogre. The ogre doesn't seem to like the goblins underneath his feet, but so far so good. These two goblins go forward, and they're going to shoot 2 arrows at... oh, they've heard about Prentice. I think Prentice has more... Well, you know what? Magnus. They're firing at Magnus. The guy with the flaming sword. Have you flamed it? Have you flamed on yet?
Yeah, sure, at the beginning.
Johnny Storm. You...
Flame on! Why am I flying? What the fuck?
2 goblins with their arrows, AC 11 and AC 8.
No.
I'll erase some of their arrows. 5. Sonah. Oh, we gotta stop that. We can't just stand around here.
Quaff a potion.
I think he's done quaffed all the things to quaff.
Cure light. Took 11
No,
damage.
he's not cure lighting at this.
How many hit points does he have? Sonah?
36. He's not bloodied yet. So I would suggest that he. Well, actually,
Move in, start whipping.
Magnus, are we taking care of the ones outside the pit first? Like, he's going to follow Prentice's thing, take a total defense, and wait for Magnus to make a call. Do your job, Magnus. Do your job.
All right, Sonah goes total defense.
Lead.
Magnus, what are you doing? The flaming sword.
What are we gonna do?
Okay, so
Ashoka
question.
slides at the back. Shoot the glass.
What's the DC for making that 10-foot jump?
It is a shitbeard DC, it is a snowbeard DC of 10. The DC 10 with a running jump, DC 20 for a standing jump.
This is acrobatics.
Yep.
Okay, so don't roll a 1.
Are you?
Huh.
Oh, man,
No, I'm not. I'm just when we get there.
A massive shitty grin underneath that hand, and he's hiding it with the hand. He won't know that I'm laughing at this. If I have my hand
40.
in front of my face.
So Magnus moves in. That's one move. Magnus moves in.
When we used to play without the cameras, it would be those sorts of things that you just couldn't. That's like, I need the camera to know if Marty's like, do you want to go into that closet?
Magnus moves in and is gonna chop.
I was just
down
laughing at the snowbeard thing, but it was laughing at Adam's face while Ahmed was deciding whether he was going to jump on the platform alone.
Yeah, it was funny. That was funny. I was looking at both your faces. I'm like, so Magnus is gonna move over to the ogre.
Okay, the ogre takes his ready to action.
That's good.
Actually, he doesn't even have to 5-foot step forward. He winds up to hit you.
Yep.
I'll have to split the ogres then. So ogre, which one is that on the top?
Yep.
That is ogre. 1 second. 2.
Okay, ogre 2's initiative now is the same as Magnus, which is like he rolled a
Magnus.
14.
Magnus. Start going like, I want to jump onto that. I'm like, please God.
Yeah, don't worry.
All right, the ogre is going to take a swing with his great club at your head. Let's see if he's got feats. Nope, they gave him stupid feats. AC 25.
Miss.
Pardon?
28, sir.
Fuck, does Magnus have a 28 AC?
We always have to go through this. Are we gonna do this
Mutagen,
again?
Bark skin, shields, really expensive ass armor,
Armor.
and a 20 dex or 18 dex
18 dex.
when he hasn't raged yet.
20.
Okay. No, this
Bark
is rage
skin.
and mutagen.
Oh, you are raging.
Bark
Yeah,
skin and
so-
mutagen is another 4. That's 24.
Okay, so dex
Shield is
plus
28.
armor is... Did you get to 28, or you want me to walk you through it? I don't know what you counted already.
Dodge and ring. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. 28 with raging. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the
You
thing,
just
the thing's Great Club cracks against your shield spell. Splinters flying everywhere. It doesn't break his club, but there was a tremendous amount of force that went into that, and everyone went ooh when they saw that. When they saw that
gonna
hit.
fuck someone up.
Now, Magnus, you just double moved over there.
No, that was a one move. That was 70 feet, and with expeditious retreat and 40-foot move speed, that is 70 feet.
Yep.
Zoop.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, so you continue. That's 70
30.
feet. How are you hitting him?
Long arm.
I have long
arms.
arms,
Fuck. Okay.
so I hit the bastard.
Your flaming sword comes impossibly out.
That
the
picture
ogre's stumbling back. He didn't expect you so close, and your blade is slicing into his belly.
Do you want me to do fire separately, or just do it
No,
all
he
together?
is not resistant to fire.
30 damage.
Okay, he's more than bloodied. The goblin's panicking underneath him.
I
Shitbeard.
take it that means get the.
No! Magnus is going,
Let's
Is
see.
not
Is
talking.
today cloudy or rainy or?
Oh fuck! You son
so
of a bitch!
six higher would be better for the spell. Lower would not. So it is an overcast and slightly windy day outside. So let's look at lightning storm. Is
One
that what it's
round
called?
cast. I think it's lightning storm. Or call lightning. Do you
Yep.
know if it's an effective buff? Because I don't know if it's 1 minute per level or if it's 1 round per level. I know it's 1 boom per level, so I think it's 1 minute.
Okay. He is starting to cast. Kind of jumping around in a circle.
Huh.
A little bit of electricity flowing around him. Spellcraft checks DC 21 to know what he's doing.
Alright.
He's doing some sort of rain dance.
That's a spell.
Right.
Prentice.
Prentice.
Uh,
He's got a bark skin up. Is that what he has? What are the other things? Shield.
He should have a bark skin, shield, long arm. If he was drinking at the same pace as everybody else, then
Yep.
Expeditious retreat and a resist lightning 10.
I think
So-
both of us are editing at the same time. May not have taken.
Oh, let's see what happened. No, I think we typed the same thing. So I don't know who's. So one of us overrode the other one.
Got it.
Actually, I think you did it because I spelled expeditious wrong. So
Got it. It's expecaliocious.
So Prentice is going to single move total defense.
Magnus! Magnus! Magnus is
Okay.
yelling, Magnus!
Single move, total defense.
Magnus!"
All right, maintaining your
Or
FD.
would it be ready to attack something defensively? One of the two.
Sure, readying an attack. Kane, with his massive bow, sees that dude doesn't like his bow. He's gonna fire not 1 but 2 arrows at Sonah.
Okay.
Sony, fuck, better drink.
Hold on a second. Let me just check Smite Evil. Or Smite Good.
What a douche. He looks really ugly. That's my only saving grace is he's kind of ugly looking. I don't know if that's just a token. His charisma is through his ugliness.
It's through presence.
Has Sonah started doing
everyone
his
wants to hang
bard
around the
song
tall
yet,
dude.
or not?
I believe Sonah's Bard Song is still a standard, and he defended himself.
Good man. That's what I like to hear.
Okay. He's going to smite Sonah.
Okay.
First arrow attack. Plus AC 25.
Yes.
Second arrow
Okay,
attack.
good. What's his AC?
AC 20.
While total defensing, it's AC 28.
Ah, Sonah, you son of a bitch!
Okay, that's 3 arrows left. Of course, the goblins around him are carrying arrows.
Well, the two around
Are
him
they
are carrying
carrying
arrows.
A small goblin's not going to fire an arrow the same as a large.
Ogre
Asshole.
Yeah, they
1
look
had a readied action.
Magnus goes first. I believe
No,
my deck's not
Ogre
The
1.
other ogre gets to do a thing.
So
I'm
this
sorry.
one 5-foot steps and is readying an action as well. Like it looks like it wants to over into this fight, but it can't.
If you try to jump across, he might bat you out of the air like you're a baseball.
Yep.
Goblins.
Yeah.
These 2 goblins are going to continue to fire at Sonah because their master is firing at Sonah. So 2 at 1d20 plus 5. 23 and 7.
Missing.
And then the four goblins are actually 5-foot stepping back because Magnus is scary. They're going to fire their arrow. Oh, let me take off the arrows.
You don't know how scary. Magnus is looking at them with anger, lust, and fear, and just hunger.
The lust
all
is
of
the
this
scariest part of that.
all of the weird shit.
You're a
love
madman,
you,
is basically what
Magnus.
you're saying.
Yep, he's a madman. He's crazy now. He's crazy.
This is why you put your shirt on last when you're in the gym locker room because you get that
Magnus.
crazy look. Because Magnus.
I got you, bitch.
Okay. Oops, there should be +1. None of them hit Magnus. They're firing arrows in panic towards him as they're backing away a little bit.
Magnus is like,
Goblins have gone. Sonah?
This guy seems really intent on killing me with arrows.
are we getting friendly, like a +1 to hit and damage? Or just to hit them?
You know what? That is a good point. We'll say that both sides are friendly at this point.
Okay. I didn't calculate any pluses on my side. And looking back, I think everybody would have missed with the +1.
I'm looking for...
Oh, and you notice that there's a dead spider. Like, one of the spider corpses was just left behind and it's been rotting in the sands. Nobody wants to pick it up from the past fight. I was, like, cleaning up the battlefield and I was removing spiders. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to leave one of the spider corpses there just because.
I think as long as Big Arrow Man is firing arrows at him, Sonah's going to move forward a little bit.
And stay defensive.
And stay... He's going to come forward a little bit and stay dodgy.
Okay.
Yep.
Missed me!
Wait, are you full defensive, right?
He's
Still?
full defensive, yes.
You get a snarl from Kane with his huge bow. Oh, that would be a nice bow for Magnus. It is a strength 20.
Babe!
It is a,
Hey, look,
it is
it's
a
Magnus's
strength
treasure
20.
bow.
Yeah, exactly. Strength 20 composite bow. Magnus, your turn.
I'm gonna 5-foot step right here and say hello. How you doing?
Yeah, the ogre is stumbling back from his ready to attack and in the attack against his belly.
Yeah, he's down. He's going down.
AC 32. Brah! You just bring your sword down. The tip of the sword kind of connects where his belly extends and is now cutting through his distended belly.
Does Prentice realize that Magnus would murder him at this point?
He's observing. He is observing
32.
really closely.
Like this whole...
32 damage.
32, you drop the ogre to -20. Its guts are now spilled all over the field. They plop out like a standard-sized wheelbarrow couldn't keep all of the guts in it. Con of... Yep, the thing is dead. It falls backwards. You can make a... You can make a check.
Combat performance.
Oh, yeah. Magnus's combat performance is plus... Not written. Good. I think it's +5.
Cool. Why don't you check? And then write it down.
It was written. I don't know where the hell it is. I had it written before. I don't know where the hell it is now.
It's usually at the top, very first row.
It's not. It's not there. I believe it's 5. I have performance. My charisma is 0.
You have 1 from Dex. You have 1 from Perform. You have your Bab, which is +3.
Yep. So 3 plus 3.
Okay.
You're kind of looking for a 20.
Okay.
Hey, randomly, how's it going? So remember last game when Ashoka and Magnus set up a fight against the House of the Grim Gobleen? There is a fight now.
20, motherfucker!
No, you need to roll a 20.
Oh, come on, Marty!
No, they're already friendly. Like you've got them. You started off at a friendly state. They have trotted out their champion. Well, I guess you now know he's smiting good. So he is a anti-paladin of Groomsh. Shitbeard the dwarf, who is a moderate level druid that just cast Call Lightning. A couple of ogres, one of which just got his guts strewn throughout the sands, and 6 goblins. There is a platform surrounded by a spike-lined pit.
They have a teeny tiny bullshit platform that they get to start the fight on. Oh, there's going to be... Oh, Ashoka's going to have words. Oh, they're going to be scathing, and oh, they'll be so passive-aggressive.
Magnus, Sir Prentice, and Sonah are fighting. There was an interesting scene where Magnus had to deal with Sir Prentice and convince him to fight alongside. Prentice so far is behaving, but he's passed all of his bluff checks. I don't think
he could be doing anything.
He might have to switch his...
Foxfire! Magnus cleaved the ogre open. As long as it's not Wazrog. No, Wazrog's still just chilling out in the slave market. No one wants to buy him, apparently. Ogre 2 isn't in the fight. Ogre 2 died. I'm just going to remove him from the initiative.
Hey, look at Barker keeping good easier.
Shitbeard completes his spell, and then summons down in the slightly overcast, windy sort of day a lightning bolt that's gonna hit Sonah.
There's a bit of a oh no. I'm not good at this.
Dex check. Reflex save.
It is a reflex save. Yep.
Give me 1 second. Because total defense. I'm just wondering if that gives a. I think it's.
Oh my god! Look at that. 23 damage.
Oh.
Better save that shit.
I'm just wondering. Just checking. I believe it is. Yeah, it's total cover that gives you bonus on reflex saves. Okay. So Sonah
just got hit by a lightning bolt, which is a flashy spell. The crowd loves it.
It is a flashy spell. He's a druid, so I don't know how much charisma he has.
DC 17 reflex save.
Oh,
So
is that that much wisdom? Oh no!
Oh, you mother!
I think that means that one of his items might be taking electrical damage as well. So 23 damage becomes 13.
Yep.
Because of the resistance.
Okay, now you really need to drink your fucking potion.
Okay, Sonah's bloodied.
And this is the chart we always have to look up. The damage.
The D4. It's if you do the search for damaging objects is the one that takes you to the chart.
Shield. He's got a shield. He's wearing armor. Does he have a magical helmet, hat, or headband?
Nope.
Item in hand. Okay.
Yep.
So 1d3. It's his shield.
Okay. He has a magic buckler.
He gets to make a reflex save.
It's cast level small. I think it's like a +2. Something like that. It makes it on the die.
Yeah, he could use his or the items. So,
he makes it.
All right, so
it resists.
It takes half damage and then half damage again. So 24 would be
less than hardness.
23
yeah,
would be 11, and then
11, then 5. Which is
10.
less than hardness. Okay, so his shield absorbed a bunch of the electricity as he went stumbling back, and then he gets up
but
again.
Doesn't he still take 23 damage?
He still takes 13 after the resistance.
Oh, 13.
And because it's a flashy spell, Shitbeard does get an attempt to woo the crowd.
Do you get an attempt each round in Sorks, or just once per casting?
I think it's each time you do something flashy and ooh and awe the crowd.
Well then.
The crowd, when they see lightning bolts coming down from the heavens to shock people for their viewing pleasure, they are pleased, but not so much that they are helpful towards the others. All right, so that was Shitbeard. Prentice has a ready action.
Roll on that 3d10.
Prentice.
Oh, Prentice. Prentice is. He's gonna. He's gonna move over her and just slice a goblin.
Okay.
Uh,
How are we going to attack the platform, Magnus?
2 on each side. One
We're going
from
to-
each side.
We're gonna try to jump across.
Actually, how that
Prentice
ogre?
rolls a 1.
How deep are the spikes, Marty?
20-foot pit with spikes.
How deep are the spikes?
AC
No, how?
21 against the goblin.
Okay, yeah, he swipes at a goblin and he hits the goblin in the hat. The hat falls off, but doesn't get any of the goblin. People are laughing. Kane.
Wait,
No.
what's his AC to?
He's,
Oh, okay. You missed. Okay, got it.
he's angry that this bard isn't down yet. Fires two
Bard
more
hasn't
arrows at
barded
Sonah.
yet, but
Yeah.
the problem is if he gets hit again, it'll be bad.
Yes.
That's
First
my
arrow,
thing.
AC 20.
Nope.
Second arrow, AC 14.
Oh god.
The arrow is because he's smitten, has like black
He's
energy.
Oh, this smitten is such a. Oh, he likes me. Oh, he likes me.
Oh yeah, the black arrows like him.
Hey,
He takes a precarious step forward, almost like that would help him a little bit. I believe the goblins go next. Ogre had a ready to action. I think he's still. Fight me! Is what it's saying in Giant, if you understand it in Giant. The goblins.
hold on, Marty. Quick question.
Yep.
The ogre 2, when it dropped, there were 2 goblins underneath it.
Yes.
Smush. Reflex save. And is that ogre's body considered cover?
You could
'Cause you
probably
need to
take
see
cover
your-
behind it.
You need to see your target before you arrow or lightning.
Alright, DC 10 reflex saves. The goblins are able to scramble backwards.
Bastards.
You could, as a move action, position yourself to get cover behind it, but most likely it's not.
The ogre shield.
They are all... These two that aren't being threatened... Wait, are you threatening them?
The first two are being
Magnus.
the 3 of the 4 are being threatened.
Okay. This one's just going to scamper back this way. The others are going to 5-foot step back. And fire their arrows. Magnus, you're getting 4 arrows from the goblins. AC nat 20.
Roll to confirm.
So good a shooter.
AC 8.
So 1 hit.
Okay. A mighty 1d4 damage. 1.
Magnus goes crazy. What the fuck? How dare you make me bleed down blood?
Yeah, you get nicked on the inner thigh with a goblin arrow.
Yep.
I'm just subtracting their arrows.
Oh, Sonah.
And then the
Sorry.
two goblins up here. Cain says to them, "Save your arrows. Put them in my quiver." And they are now adding
Got
their
7
arrows.
arrows now, and they have 0.
Yep.
Okay. Can I target somebody's equipment?
It's called
Yeah.
Asunder.
Can I?
Sonah, what's Sonah doing?
Sonah is like has a bit of fear and keeps trying to dodge the evil black arrows of doom.
Magnus is pointing him behind the ogre. Get over here now!
Okay,
So-
he'll move and maintain his total defense.
Go. You can move at 60.
That's
double.
60.
No, double move behind the ogre and take cover.
He does he's defensing.
He could run over to the ogre and fall prone behind the
Yeah.
ogre, get cover and prone.
And take cover.
Would it cover and prone?
Yeah.
Okay, cover. Okay, we'll do cover
Okay.
and prone.
he dives behind the ogre.
Drink your potions.
I'll trade the +6 for a +8.
This is somewhat of a cowardly maneuver, however. He's going to have to make
certainly.
a performance combat check.
Yes. Don't worry, he's our bard. His charisma